Alright, well, I go again. Now, unfortunately, I have to note that, well, I basically managed to get through, another run for this game, but I failed to record it. And then I had a whole lot of other runs basically after that, which are, no-go, so to speak, so I didn't bother basically, keeping them, but whatever. Yes, the joys of recording. But whatever. Let's start a new game. Just a normal new game. Let's skip the tutorial and let's just get going. Alright, so I'll note that I've actually done a whole lot of these runs now for this game at this point. And I basically have a good idea basically what I'm basically aim to basically do I guess early on. So right off the bat I basically want to try and find myself a different junction to start scavenging right away. So let's go here. We're gonna use our hydrogen to get here for now because we don't need it for anything else. Let's just go here. Begin approach. And let's start scavenging the one here. So check out the liquid storage. Alright, so that's nice. I'm basically fine. There's a CO2 scrub parts to start over here. So let's go over here. And we basically have something to scavenge right now. So maybe it'll take 14 hours to scavenge just a little bit. So let's do this. Lose up the waste bar on CO2 at this point. A little bit of hydrogen can go. Awesome, we found some water, and we found a hydroponics, so... I'm actually gonna be a little more descriptive for this, this run, I think, with, the industries and stuff like that. I've actually, played this game enough to know, what industries are basically like, and what industries don't, and the hydroponics is actually a really important industry to basically get going, early on, because it basically gets food and, auction, as you can see right here. So I definitely want to try and get this basically on my, on my, my platform as soon as possible. I'm just gonna explore these. There's some auction, that's always good to find. Just gonna quickly explore this rubbish over here. Alright, so warehouse right there, that's fine, we'll basically take that off. 2 or 3 parts, that's excellent to see, so we're just gonna move this right over here. On note, by the way, I also like to have these positioned a certain way now on my ship, so I found the hydroponics works really well here because basically access to put maybe a water treatment plant right here, a bioxide or a hospital right here. Maybe a couple of CO2 scrubbers over here, something over here. Basically, it's very easy to monopolize space on this first platform we basically have. So, aim for building a hydroponics right there is what I basically want to do. All right, there's in our hull. We're just gonna put right here. Find a CO2 scrubber over here. Literally found it right in the first go. We're just gonna attach that. And why not? We're just going to do this drifting junction right here, I guess, and use the wastewater, use the CO2 a little bit. Let's just try and get some industry going right off the bat if I can. Yeah, it's there. Alright, awesome. We found a CO2 scrubber, so I'm just gonna move this guy right here, I think. So I can go over here for now. Now, I'll note that I don't usually bar professionals or complexes search them anymore because sometimes you'll find survivors, sometimes you'll find goods, but it's very rare that you basically do, so if I can save time, I won't basically bar that anymore. Let's go here. And excellent, there's stuff right here to let's explore. I can hold off doing this for now. Let's put this right here and get it out of the way. This stuff. Okay, we found a treasure hull. Let's bring a approach. We'll just put it right there. There's some carbon auction. That's always nice to find. So I'm gonna basically just ditch this here, so we'll just get rid of that. Alright, so I'll note that CO2 scrubbers and hydroponics are very important because this also gets you access to auction. This gives you access to auction food. I found out in like the course of this game, the calorie sieve is probably the most useless building basically find in this game because it doesn't generate enough food basically for like just like components. So these are good to search, but that's about all they're good for. These calorie sieves. So really all I'm going to do to it basically. I do need food at this point, so let's go up to this military lodge. Let's just cash here, I think. I'm just going to book it over here, I think. So let's do this. We'll do this. You know, I got plenty of auctions, so let's use a little bit of auction now. That's over here now. Alright, so we'll try and dig up some working credentials, basically get the stuff out of it. There's some food. Now, I never found this basically to work very well, but we're going to try and burn the rest open, and hopefully I'll get, like, some goodies out of it. Usually this always, like, sabotages it, but, we'll try it, why not? We'll see if we get anything out of it. Now, I could move the calorie synth over here, but I've always found these to be really useless to basically, like, move over, so I'm basically just spending time basically, like, move this over for, like, 5 hours, and it's just not worth it, so focus on our stuff for now. Oh wow! We watched as there's a bang and scanning of debris. On inspection, we found that the security system was disabled as intended, so we got some extra food out of the logistics cache here. That's very rare to see those, like, successful events for that, but, I'm happy about it. Alright, let's see here. I'm tempted to wait and try and get this stuff done over here, I think, so let's just search this stuff and then we'll like start moving after that, I guess. Alright, mine transmission. So I can restrict direct communication to like avoid like ups and downs of morale. Or basically like let this like flow in as well as I want to. I found that mine transitions can be like both beneficial and bad, so it's basically a risk, basically your way to do this, but whatever. Let's just go with like, people don't understand you're bad, so let them do what they want. Found some organics in the warehouse there, and then there's some auction in that gas storage, that's fine. We're just gonna adjust in the main sale here now. And that didn't really shave off a whole lot of time for Egyptian Junction, but at least it's really easier to get over here now, so let's burn the fuel. For a little bit more of this cargo, I think. The auction can go. Start exploring there. Alright, I need to find some water, but I guess we'll have to basically focus on like trying to find like these like stuff over here for now. Let's use up a little bit of this organics basically I have right here, so maybe not much organics being used in the auction. Technically I'm gonna have a couple hulls connected to me in a moment, but that's fine, I guess. Excellent, so there's a hydroponics bay. We'll try and get this explored as fast as possible so I can basically put on my ship, of course. Alright, there we go. We'll dock this hull. And I do need to get water, but there's a water treatment plant over here as well, so it should be fine just to do this right now. And yeah, it's gonna take a while to basically go to the next junction, but oh well. Let's go to this one, I think. We'll take 24 hours should probably be good for this one, so we'll do that. And yeah, we're going like way over my mass at this point, but whatever, that's fine. Use a bit of auction for this one. There's the water treatment plant. We'll basically start searching this guy. There's some food in auction, so great find. Let's search here for some water if I can, so... Okay, so here's a report from Gate City, patch it through. Blah blah, former Gate City, I don't know we're alive out here. Alright, there's some water, great. Now, I'll note that day 3 is very important to basically try and get, like, you know, water and food basically up to at least, like, you know, 3 days worth, so I basically can turn a crew member if I get the chance to, so... That's something I always want to aim for the future, I think. Try and aim, you know, getting our crew member. Search this for more water, perhaps, if I can. Let's just try and jettison this, I think, for the most part, so... More water, great. There's some auction. We'll search this, and we're just going to use this to repair this thing over here, I think, so... Now, it's worth knowing, by the way, that if you have factories, by the way, you can't benefit from having, like, you know, multiple types of, like, the same, like, you know, storage type, so... If you have, like, a hydroponics and you have, like, 2, like, liquid storage next to it, you don't benefit from having, like, both of them, like, next to it, like this, so... That's something to keep in mind, but whatever. This is done. We're gonna get some extra, like, food and, like, you know, auction for this now. But yeah, this is, like, the most excellent thing to basically have access to, like, the hydroponics. So if you can get this accessible, like, right away, it's awesome, for sure. Water treatments are also pretty good for getting water, of course, but, you know, if you have, like, you know, access to, like, this and, like, have it next to, like, the hydroponics, you get access to organics as well, so... Big boom for having these things around. Let's search here. There's some organics. We can jettison this now, so let's get rid of the yes. Someone can search this residence over here. There's some extra water. And of course, nothing in a residence, because, you know, there's never stuff in a residence, but whatever. Let's search this rubble. And we're just going to start moving this over here now. There's some extra carbon. So I was off by an hour basically for, like, you know, getting rid of both of these, but whatever. We'll get rid of this one now. I still need to find some more water, but we're doing pretty good basically finding, like, you know, 3 of these basically right off the bat, you know, for my game, so... Put this here. Need to start looking at that warehouse. Alright, so... I do have a hydroponics, like, already basically on my ship, so I don't really need to find more parts for it. And lightweight hulls are basically always good basically to find because, like, they're, like, you know, they're light, so, you know, can basically carry around very easily, so we're gonna boost our way over here for sure. I got plenty of auction at this point, so use a little bit of the auction. Alright, hopeful advocate, so Gwen Cole's been talking a lot about possible successes that we have, if only dreams could come true, so morale goes up because, you know, morale's high. Always great to see. Some carbon. Not the greatest thing to find, but oh well. Let's just search these, I guess. Actually, not this one. We'll search this one and this residence, I guess. The thing about residence is that, like, you know, usually don't find stuff in these. Like, you'll find, like, you know, residence, of course, for, like, your guys if you need them, but, you know, if you find, like, survivors in it, then that sucks. If you find a little bit of, like, you know, loot in it, great. But, you know, most of the time you always find nothing in these, I find. So, they're not really worth searching, really. But whatever. I'm just going to put this here for now. I'm going to get to exploring this right now. Alright, so. There's an unidentified object over here. I think at this point, let's just go exploring around to, like, you know, show off some of your events, I guess, we could see. So, let's go here. Just gonna burn the fuel to get over here. Now, at this point, I basically have lots of food base remaining, so maybe I'll use some of the hard organics basically used to, like, you know, do this, like, for now. The thing about keeping, like, the organics, by the way, is that they're useful for, like, you know, that event where, like, you go to, like, the station and they can convert it into food, but there's basically, like, you know, a converter's basically converts organics into food, but that, like, system's, like, not really necessary when I have, like, hydroponics bay already, set myself for, so I really don't need to, like, worry about that anymore for, like, food-wise, because we basically have it already set up. It's really obvious to have this, like, set up, like, early on, because, like, as you can see, like, here, there's no worry for, like, food right now because of that, like, being set up already. Look at that, there's our CO2 scrubber. Let's go find this guy and maybe repair this thing up here a little bit. There's some CO2. Okay, someone explore this rubble over here, please. Oh, look at another CO2 scrubber. Let's go check out this guy right away. Alright, so on approach to standard cargo container, this is what this was. It basically is like, this is spinning around fast. We'll take a couple hours to get it done, so why not? And excellent. We can basically move this over right now, so we'll do this. We can ingest in this now. I might be able to get a couple CO2 scrubbers up and running right away, so that's nice to see. There's some hydrogen, that's great to find. I still need water, but, oh well. So, again, this is like a random encounter. Could we get anything? Let's go here to this unknown drifting object, because, why not? I might be able to find something good here. Now, I want to be very careful with my CO2 at this point, because I may have, like, 2 CO2 scrubbers up and running in a moment, so maybe instead we'll make use of, like, hydrogen to, like, move around a little bit more now. That's done. We're just gonna quickly repair this guy right here to get up and running. And look at that, 54 days of oxygen now. And again, another different container, secure container. Container secure, what do we have? CO2. And there we go, we can now train a new crew. Alright, it's kind of dangerous to do this at this point because I have basically only 36 hours basically for this, so we can't afford the price right now, so sorry. I would like to do that, but it's just, like, too risky right now, so we'll try and find some water basically. This would also be good to find, but I need the water more than anything else, so let's go for a speed container here. Try and get our water issues sorted out a little bit. There's some water, there's some organics, so that helps a little bit. Now, because I got an extra crew, of course, I can, like, go over here, for example, or just, like, CO2 scrubber. Basically start boosting up my, like, oxygen supply a little bit now if I want to, so let's do that. I could boost up hydroponics, but I don't have the water for it right now, so I'm just going to hold off on this for a moment, so that'll be the plan for that. Alright, so let's try this. And nothing in space comes easy. So we failed to get the water, so, well, it happened. It happens. And nothing in this one. Okay, so, just in this. Again, I could try again for this one, so we'll see if we can get this event to go this time, I guess. Let's use up that much hydrogen because I'll obviously save some of it for, like, events, so we'll do that. Use some of your organics maybe. And yeah, it'd be really dumb basically to boost this up now, this thing, because, like, this costs me too much water basically at this point, basically, just to keep it running for, like, as is, so. Try again. And we failed again. Yeah, that's the thing. Sometimes you find those chance encounters and it really sucks, but well. Alright, we need water, so let's go here. Take 5 hours to go here. I'm making, like, oxygen at this point, so let's use this basically to, like, move around now. Alright. I'm sort of, like, hurrying for water at this point, so let's just take the risk to do this now, so we'll go for this. And, of course, this is going to hurt morale some more, so that sucks, but well. And look at that, we managed to get some good water there, so great work. Now I actually have enough like water to actually possibly do that event to like, get more like, crew members I want to, but whatever. Let's go over here to get the asteroid mine out of the way, so I can also get my engine upgraded. Yeah, we're using our CO2 because it seems like we're like, drying enough that I don't really care about this too much. Apparently I am like using a little bit of CO2 at this point, by the way, but I'm not using a whole lot of it, so I should be fine if I use up a little bit there, so we'll do so. Get a scout out. And we'll try again to get the engineer. And there we go, we got Gooseman and more population, so that's done. A population didn't really affect the CO2 generation there, but whatever, that's fine. Alright, so at this point, let's make our way over to our junction, I guess, to try and get more parts. So let's book over here. Won't touch the CO2 again because, we've already basically touched it enough, I guess, so. Use up a little bit of the organics there. And by the way, this is being used by like the hydroponics space as well, so that's something to keep in mind for the organics. It's actually important for that too now, so it's something to keep in mind for it. Let's go. And there we go, we can do this now, so let's get it out of the way. Drifting halt, we'll bring approach. We can stop this now, so let's work on this CO2 scrubber, I guess. And let's go to this drifting junction to like try and get more parts, I guess. So 14 hours are probably good enough, so let's go here. Let's use up my wastewater. We'll use up a little bit of the carbon here. Let's use up all the carbon. And auction. I'm not probably enjoying carbon from like, obviously like this right here. So we're actually getting like net carbon gains from the CO2 scrubbers, so not really a big issue for carbon right now. Well, there's enough parts space to get that going again, so I could fix that up, but I don't really need to at this point, so let's just like focus on this for now. Some CO2. And we'll put that over in a moment. A bit more organics is always nice to find, so hooray. Now, I will say something about this game now, because I've actually noticed that recently they've like, changed it so there's like a lot less like, rubbish basically like, piling up on these like, junctures now. So it makes it a lot easier to do stuff here now, which is nice. And you know what? Let's just go here next. We'll take my sweet time here because I basically have a ton of stuff basically to do right now, so we'll use this up. And we'll use like some auction, do some stuff there. And a residential complex, because why not? But whatever. Let's fix up this guy. Take 3 hours. Alright, good news. So, always good to see something like this. That'll help them around a little bit. Now, I'm at that point where, like, I got enough CO2 scrubbers. I don't really need to have, like, more to fit on my ship here. So, while it is nice that this is over here, we're probably just going to ban this, like, CO2 scrubber for, the void for now. I mean, we're actually increasing with our oxygen supply because we basically have like a, so much basically on our ship right now. So we're fine if it guys is for now. Here's the thing for the engine. Let's get this out of the way. We might just be a thing to survive. Here's our crew. You guys can get to work over here. And of course we found a calorie sim, because useless is useless. Let's check those things. I really don't need to boost this up, but why not? We're going to boost this up for a little bit, I think. Adjusting this now. That's gone. There's some CO2 over there. It's always nice to find, I guess. The calorie sieve, of course, had nothing in it, so waste some time to explore it to begin with, but whatever. Let's check out this warehouse. And yeah, we're just gonna basically leave that alone because, like, you know, there's no room on my ship, and again, this is pretty useless industry, so don't worry about it. I might show off the calorie sieve maybe later on the run, but I found out with the calorie sieve, they don't produce enough basically like food for, like, you know, what they're worth, so just don't borrow them really, is what I think about them. And of course, we got a tank crack. Well, let's evacuate the people nearby. We got enough oxygen to worry about, so that's fine. Okay, let's be approaching this junction. Let's go here. Start exploring around. Alright, well, survival equipment is always nice to basically find, so I'm tempted to go here. But let's go to this factory complex and start getting the distillery out of the way, I think. Looks like we're doing pretty good on CO2 again, so we can probably get away with, like, using this staff for now, I think, so let's do so. By the way, this isn't critical because this is basically going down real fast now because I'm, you know, doing this as well, but whatever. Okay, explore this, explore this. Explore over here. So wastewater and water, always good to find because I basically need it. Let's try and get this operational so I basically can boost up this instead. Let's dock the hull. Someone will explore that when I get the chance to. Probably this guy could do that right now, so let's do so. And look at that, we actually get the neutral beam right away, so let's go here now. Use the waste bar a little bit, use maybe some of your organics here. Carbon can go away. A little bit of oxygen. More CO2 found. Let's search this warehouse. Organics and wastewater in the water treatment plant, always nice to find. Unfortunately, there's like no parts in there, but well, that happens. It'd be really nice to get one of these basically operational, because then I can use that to, like, you know, basically, like, you know, get like extra water, which is always nice to get early on, especially when I have hydroponics like up already. There we go, that's done. Search over here. There we go, we found our distillery from the hospital. So yeah, the hospital can go over here, I guess, to, like, you know, make up room, or over here if I want to. You know what? Reminds me. There's a tutorial up here to make use of. So I'll note at some point I want to basically find a bioxide, because this thing's really useful to make, like, you know, hydrogen if you want to. So I need oxygen and organic space to make this work. So I probably move the, like, you know, the well, it doesn't really matter. Basically, I'm benefit from either, like, you know, the CO2 Scrubbers or like this thing for it. So I can put the hospital or the bioxide like on either side here, I guess. So move this guy like right there, I guess. Get him out of the way. So I can look over here for a moment. We're basically done with this one over here, so it's just in this here. Before from Gate City, so action through. You know, it's cool to have like the Gate City thing, but you know, I sort of feel like this should be like turned on and off if you want to make the north, because really at this point, after I've seen this like so many times, it's like this like growing old, but whatever. This is done. There's some carbon. Looks for over there. So let's boost up here for now. We got CO2 again, I guess, so let's just start making some extra oxygen, I guess. So Oh, there we go. Explore this for extra stuff. Get that done. And yeah, look at this. Basically, like you're killing the CO2 now at this point for this stuff, but whatever. Okay, let's dock this up. And this will take some time to do, but we got crew members for it, so why not? Let's get that out of the way. So we can stop doing that for a moment to do this. Alright, so I do need to find myself a bio-oxidizer at some point. But the thing is, do I want to basically find this now? The thing about the bio-oxidizer is that they basically take oxygen and turn it into, like, you know, carbon and like hydrogen and stuff like that, so they're really useful. But I think we'll go to this light hall for now. This is a search around for it, so go here. And what do we find over here? So we got ourselves a really empty hull over here apparently, just like, you know, a couple of things to explore and that's about it. So we'll explore this guy, I guess. Let's turn this off for now because, you know, we can basically afford to do so. My oxygen increasing without like boosting this up, so why like even care about, right? So okay, compact plasma approach. Let's put it right there. And I still need to find myself, you know, water, but whatever. All right, at this point, I really need to find some water. So if there's a chance to find maybe water here, I might go here instead. Let's go to this drifting shell, I think. Maybe we can find some water here. Actually, I could go here to like this drifting shell, but it might be better to go to a floating hull because, you know, there's always a chance to find like water storages and these things as well, so let's go here, I think, for now. I'll see what I can basically find. Explore this stuff a little bit. Alright, exploration report. So, we found it basically buried in a warehouse. There's a neutral beam injector. So once we get this basically done, we'll basically it'll make our engine. Let's just attach that. You know, I have to say that this game is like very reminiscent of like, you know, Out There, a Mega Edition, which I basically played like a while back. And that basically it's very like, you know, the game's very much made to be like, you know, you basically work with whatever you get. So if you basically like get like, you know, lots of like components for like food and like oxygen, like have problems with water, then like that's basically like, you know, how everyone's basically gonna like be like, so, you know, like it is right now. So I'm basically hurrying on like water all the time because like, you know, this is basically always on. We should probably turn off, like, you know, save like a couple hours on this stuff if I want to. But whatever. We're just gonna keep going. Hopefully I'll find some water as I go along here. Or like a water treatment plant, that'd be even better. Hey, look at that, we can basically do this thing. Boom! Oh, look at this. So, mistake. We made a slight error and it often hit the hull and made us suffer a large leak. We actually lost hydrogen, CO2, and oxygen doing this apparently, so good recovery, but you know, terrible regardless, so that sucks. Put it through, there's some carbon. Hey, look at that, we found some like water treatment plant again. Nice. Good stuff can happen if you're lucky, you know? Alright, let's get this space attached. Now I know we're going red here because at this point we're basically running out of like, you know, CO2 as well as like, you know, the water, so that's happening, but whatever. Alright, let's see here. I need to find some water, so going here is like definitely like, you know, worth it, so let's go here. Use up all my like wastewater, we'll use up the organics a little bit. Use up the carbon. Because like, you know, oxygen increasing, I can like afford to do this as well, so actually no I can't. The thing about like, you know, oxygen now is like, you know, I need to have oxygen both for like, you know, breathing as well as like for like, you know, I don't have enough CO2 base to make enough oxygen out at this point, the thing, right? So I have to watch out for that, but whatever. And, oh good, it's got parts, so we can fix this up immediately. I mean immediately, we're gonna fix it up, so let's get it out of the way. Alright, there we go, we got 25 hours, and I can boost this up to, like, you know, increase the water supply, so that's awesome. So there goes our water issues basically for a while, but, you know, CO2 is about to become an issue, because, you know, I don't have enough. Apparently I've got, like, so many people breathing, like, you know, on a ship now. I'm actually, like, overtaxing, like, my CO2 generation, apparently, at this point, so that's happening. The solar semis, well, very well, so awesome. There's some oxygen found. Alright, I'm tempted to upgrade my engine, but... Hey, there we go, get some water. So, it's pretty cool in the shell, yet somehow the people have survived. They're amazed to be found and desperate for rescue, so... Well, we got ourselves some water, apparently. That's awesome. I'm going to do engine upgrade now, so let's get this out of the way. Let's see here. Let's turn this off for now so I can, like, boost up my, like, you know, upgraded engine. I've only got 5 minutes of water at this point, but, you know, that's fine. We can, you know, deal with it, I guess. Alright, there we go. We can adjust this now. Just my bio-oxides, so we'll go look at this guy. And someone else can go back here to, like, you know, get our water basically up again. Alright, speculation. So, there's, like, a little bit about, like, you know, the Black Ops team doing their thing stuff, but whatever. Here's our bio-oxidizer. This is going to be moved over here in a moment, but, let's finish exploring this basically up first. I'll turn this off for a moment. So, that's worth knowing apparently. I basically used, like, carbon apparently from, like, you know, well, obviously, like, you know, this basically uses, like, carbon, so I have to watch out for that apparently. But at the same time, it's basically connected to this, so, you know, this benefits from both, like, these things as well, so that's nice to see. And we found oxygen and food. First, move this over here now. So there's like an awesome layout for, like, you know, a warehouse, like, or not a warehouse, but, you know, one of, like, your, like, things here, because as you can see, I'm basically, like, set up basically, like, to have, like, you know, lots of good, like, amenities right away. And we're just adjusting this here. And let's boost up our water here a little bit. Alright, engine's basically up, let's power it up. Alright, so we basically assembled our engine, that's great news. Now, I'll note that, like, you know, early on like this, I found that, like, you know, find, like, the industry platform is usually the best thing right away, because, you know, you can get, like, more industry if you get a chance to. So, let's just go find ourselves an industry platform. And I really don't have, like, the ability to boost up my CO2, so there's really no point doing so, I don't think, but let's do that for a moment. Basically what's going to happen here, I'm boosting up both of these, so this is using up, like, too much of, like, you know, my carbon, and, like, this, like, you know, or using up too much of my CO2, using up too much of my carbon, so it's, like, you know, net, like, problems basically on both things right there, whatever. Oh, here's the bio-oxidizer. This thing produces CO2, I guess, as well as, like, you know, hydrogen and water, but it takes oxygen and organic space to do it, but whatever. I can boost this up now if I want to, because why not? Let's kill all of my supplies. Wow, you can see, like, this is all increasing now, which is nice. Alright, let's dock to the ship. Here's our friendly welcome, of course, so, you know, we got an extra crew, we got hydrogen, we got population. We're just going to scout the entirety of this thing right here, so that'll be fine. Now, I want to note that this is actually something worth knowing in this game, I think. Basically, in this game, I found, like, if you're, like, getting to, like, you know, these, like, secondary resources, like, you know, carbon, organics, hydrogen, wastewater, and CO2, it's kind of annoying how it's, like, this flashing red board, basically, like, you're running out, because, yeah, you are running out, yes, that's happening, but basically it doesn't really like tell you like what's going to affect like your production up here, so to speak. I've actually had like a run basically lose because like, you know, I ran out of food because like, you know, I didn't know like, you know, how much like, you know, CO2 I basically had like remaining basically like, you know, like for pumping out the hydroponics, so to speak, and like the end game. So I definitely feel like if you had like, you know, say like 0 hours like this, it should probably like, you know, be like a better like representation of like, you know, how much like you have remaining of like, you know, the CO2 you're basically producing like at this like, you know, like, you know, 9 population time, I guess we'll say. But whatever. I'm sort of rambling at this point. Basically, just stuff that can be improved in this game, I think. Alright, we don't need to have food or oxygen produced, so let's get this off. Oh, I do. We're actually starting to have issues with food, apparently. That's good to know. Let's turn this off. At least these guys have our hydroponics over here, which is nice to see, so let's do this. And we'll search out this. You know, I also feel like this is like the mid game, by the way, just for your you know, information for you guys basically watching. So I actually feel like it could be a lot better at this game. It's like if it made it like, you know, you would do like a lot of like, you know, this big game like stuff like, you know, more earlier, I guess we'll say. Let's go to this Grifting Truce Hall over here, I think. And by the way, we're at that point where, like, you know, I have lots of space to do stuff, so. Hooray. So yeah, I'll note by the way at this point, basically we're at the point of the game where, like, you know, we have like this, like, you know, secondary, like, you know, base to do stuff on. I really wish this, like, you know, was done earlier than, like, you know, day 10, because this is like where real fun for this game, I think, really begins, so. I'll just note that, by the way, but whatever. Alright, so we got our water treatment plant working over here. That's nice to see. We'll get this done, I guess. Let's get this out of the way. Okay, that's all explored. Let's just boost that up for a moment. Well, I basically, like, you know, have to get stuff out of the way. We have 4 from Gate City, so action through. So there's a bit about this, you know, the peacekeepers. You know, it's funny. I have like both these CO2s basically operational. I'm about to have probably a ferry in a moment, but whatever. And there we go. Approach this hull. You know, I don't know what it is with like the cruiser hulls, but there's always like this chance that you're gonna have deceased remains apparently, so this should definitely happen a lot less, but whatever. Let's just, like, you know, steal our hearts and go explore it, I guess. They got a hydroponics place, that's nice to see. Oh, let's check these guys out. And we'll just fix one of these up, I guess. Get that out of the way. Fix this up. Yeah, that's the thing to note about in this game. It seems like it's always a good idea to, like, you know, avoid like the cruisers, I guess, in this game, because there's always a chance that they'll have those dead people or whatever. Alright, this looks new. Let's see what this evacuation pod is all about. So we'll take like just 2 hours to get over here real quick. I think I know what this is, which is why I want to go to it, so basically show it off, so. Use that in my shop, use up a little bit of oxygen here.